Okay. Cool. Okay, so thanks again so much for guys for coming. I appreciate you very much. And let me just see where's my share button. I want to get into this one. Is that the right one? I think so. Yes, that one. Share that one. Okay. Okay, cool. So you can see my PDF thingy or my PowerPoint. So yeah, 5 questions to save the world. So I'm gonna follow the bops. First, I wanted to give you guys the chance to introduce and take a minute to get to know each other a little better, but we kind of did that before. Unless there's anything that either of you would like to share, like I would invite you to share something that we don't already know about you. I can go first and say I also have an art degree, in addition to being a massage therapist. So something like that. Interests beyond what we already know about you.
I did 3 years of electrical engineering before I decided that I didn't want to sit at a desk with a pen and paper my entire career.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a BA in psychology and English literature, and I was going to be a lawyer, and realized like same thing when I was doing all the tests, like the LSAT stuff. I was like, this is not for me. I don't want to sit at a desk all day long and talk to these people for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
basically.
My father-in-law is a lawyer and he works a lot of hours and it's just basically at a desk gathering information, processing
Absolutely.
information. It's
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, I used to do reception work for my mom at her agency when I was young, and I knew right then I was like, I'm not doing a desk job. I'm just not. It's not for me. I need something more active. Okay, great. So how did you guys prepare for today's event?
I
Did you
read
get,
the synopsises or whatever the word is on Wikipedia. I've
yeah,
seen the movies before, but truthfully, it was a while ago because I think they all came out in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
exactly, yeah.
But after reading them, I was like, oh yeah, these movies are good. I should watch them again.
You had
So
seen all of them already?
I think so. Yeah, I'd seen
So
them all. I didn't
amazing.
remember the plot of the 13th floor really,
Yeah.
and so that one was a little confusing
Yeah,
still. But yeah, I'd seen them before.
cool.
Mhm.
Colton?
Not much preparation was
No,
made on my side here.
totally okay. Not a problem. Um, so I wanted to go over why am I asking these questions and why are there 5 of them? Can you guys take a guess as to why?
Oh,
Uh, Not sure.
No?
yeah, I'm
Okay.
not sure. Sorry.
That's okay. How did you get the chance to look at the questions already?
I didn't see the questions. I'm sorry. I
That's okay.
saw.
I posted them in the forum as a follow-up.
Okay. I
Not a
must have
problem.
missed it.
That's okay. So why 5? I think because I have a fascination with the pentagram. It's a kind of sacred geometry thing, and also like 5 fingers on our hands. We have a head. We have 5 terminuses on our body, like the head and 4 limbs. Arbitrarily, honestly, I wanted more than one, but 6 is too many. So we can go straight into question 1. Um, do you believe in ghosts?
No, I don't.
Why not?
I've never had any interaction that would let me to believe that there's any sort of other being out there. There hasn't been anything of coincidence. I I kind of attribute every experience that I've had in my life due to something that I've done or someone around me has done.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's my reasoning.
Going based on just like your 5 senses kind of thing.
Sorry, can you say that again?
So you're going based on just what you can see, hear,
Yeah,
feel, touch, like,
just on my life experience, I haven't been able to see anything to justify that.
right. Okay. Alyssa?
Um, I don't want to say yes, but I definitely don't not believe in them, if that makes sense. I think I've definitely been in places before where I felt like there was something there, like
Mhm.
not scary or anything, but like I don't know, when you work in kitchens really early in the morning or at weird venues, because I work in catering that have been around for hundreds of years, I don't know, it just feels like there's something there that you can't see or hear or anything.
Yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely.
a little undecided maybe. I'm not sure.
Sure. Yeah. Um, if you did believe in ghosts, what do you think it's made of?
It'd have to be some sort of gas.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Or yeah, something that's just sort of like a whisper of what used to be there, maybe.
Sure. Yeah, I like it. Okay, I'm gonna move on. This is something I ponder. It's very much a philosophical question. How do I know what I know? How do you know what you know? And how would I know if I was wrong?
Well, I think you know what you know just through your life experiences. Like you
Oh.
gather information, and a lot of it is not directly gathered. Like you read things, you kind of put things aside, and then you might recall things that you weren't actually looking for at the start. Things that you read that you didn't really think you absorbed, but you took them in anyway. So
Mhm.
I think direct and indirect is kind of the two ways I would think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think you make connections, like maybe it's like you said, stuff that you forgot you knew or something, and you see something new, and you're like, oh, wait, this can relate back to something I knew before or remembered from before.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think about this question because I've had those moments where, and I'm sure you guys can relate, where you have an experience and then somebody else is there and they have a totally different experience of it. And it's like, am I sure that I experienced what I think I did? Because, this person's really sure that like the dress was green when I thought it was blue, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And so like this question is kind of about perspective and how unique our own perspective is to us. Like that's all we have. As you say, like experiences are all we have. That's it, right? Like there's nothing more than that. If you can remember what happened, that's it. That's all you have. Oh, Rachel's coming in. Okay, hold on a sec. Rachel, welcome. We started without you. I'm sorry. You can unmute. Thank you for joining us. I was just going over the questions. We started already. Do you want to just jump in where we are, if you don't mind? Do you think she's muted. Hold on. Hi, you're asked to unmute. There we go.
There we go.
How are you doing?
Good. I'm so sorry I'm late. I got distracted.
Not a problem. I'm glad you can make it.
Thank you.
We are recording already. I hope that's okay. Okay, cool. So I already asked if you believe in ghosts and why and what you think they're made of. If you want to think about an answer to that question, we can circle back. And the next question that I asked was, how do you know what you know? And it's on the screen, obviously. And how do you know if you're wrong? If you have something to add to that now, I was actually going to move on to the next question, unless you want to share something right away.
I don't have anything for this question.
Okay, I'm going
I
to move
can,
on to the next one. Unless do you want to tell us if you believe in ghosts or not?
I actually do believe in ghosts.
Awesome.
Uh, and why? Is it why or
Yeah,
how?
yeah.
Um,
Why?
why? Because I think that I haven't seen a ghost or like what we think of as ghosts, but I
Mhm.
just think that there are too many unexplainable synchronicities that can happen. And
Mhm.
um, I think that there are like different dimensions, and we only perceive a certain amount of things because, I mean, dogs have better noses than we do, eagles have better eyes than we do. So I know that I'm limited by my own senses.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Good answer. And I guess I could answer the question too. I definitely believe in ghosts because I've had a lot of like near death experiences where it's been like, oh, I definitely almost died, but something happened and I didn't. Like, I can explain a little bit more later if we have time, but it's like too that kind of thing has happened so many times where it's like I can't deny that there's something beyond my five senses, right? It just the evidence is too clear. So, um, yeah, we can move on to the next question. Hold on a second here. Okay. Okay, so if you have the capacity to know that you know something and then realize that you're wrong, how does that feel? Like, how does your being process that sensation?
I have kind of based a lot of my training and a lot of experiences around like whether it's in the fire department or appliance service, of being wrong, of
Mhm.
testing boundaries, of trying things to see if they work. Um, So yeah, there's been a lot of cases where I've done something because that's what I thought was the right thing to do. And then
Mhm.
you realize, okay, yeah, I was really wrong on this. But then that's something that's shaped me. So now I've lived that experience and I know, and it solidifies it more in my mind as to, okay, don't go down that path anymore.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I love to say that I'm always right, but that's not true. I know that. And
I do
when I
too.
am, don't we all kind of want to be right all the time? But I definitely have been wrong and in different ways. Like I always try to learn something from it, if that makes sense, and not
Absolutely.
necessarily not do it again if it's like challenging a boundary or trying something new.
Mhm.
But I'll feel kind of badly for a bit, especially if it costed money or like a client wasn't happy or all that stuff. Definitely, I feel a way about it, but I try to convince myself, and eventually I do, that it was for the best. I learned something, and other people learned something. And yeah, I think being wrong is okay sometimes too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mhm.
Yep, for me, it's there is like an inner sense.
Mhm.
So if I understand something, I'm just going to pick up from question two.
Yeah.
So there's like a kind of internal alignment, or if I hear even something I say, if it rings true, like it just, I don't know, the feeling I get is like when you ring a bell and
Mhm.
it resonates in a particular way, is like that kind of alignment. And if I'm wrong, um, I usually try with other people, I usually try not to get into the like, I'm right, you're wrong. If I'm right and I already know that, then
Mhm.
there's no point to argue. But if I'm wrong, I'm absolutely open to like learning more. A long time ago, there was a mentor of mine, and she talked about we get stuck in the place of like wanting to be loved for exactly who we are right now
Mhm.
and the desire to like learn and change. And that framing kind of like unlocked something for me. And so I can hold that duality. And so I don't feel like when I'm told I'm wrong, it doesn't injure my ego in quite the same way. Because then I can say, okay, good. I want to grow and learn. Tell me
Mhm.
more.
That's a great perspective to come from. And I love this grouping because it's like, I super duper believe. I'm not so sure. I might. I definitely do. I like between the four of us, we embody like all points of the spectrum of like sureness. And but at the same time, I think we all also have that willingness to learn and that growth mindset. Like we're all embodying a growth mindset in a different way. I think that's really great. That's really fun. And yeah, like in terms of like if I make a mistake but I learn something, is it really a mistake? No, not really. Because a mistake is something that you feel like you can't ever come back from, right? Like, but if your mindset is like, I grew and I learned something, then it's not a mistake. How can you label it that way? Which again is a perspective related thing. So, and if I think one thing and it's right for me and it's wrong for somebody else, it doesn't make it wrong for me. It's still right for me, right? So, again, infinite possibilities and infinite perspectives. So hold on here. Question four. This is where we take a little bit of a deeper dive. What is real? What does that even mean? So especially if you got the chance, Rachel, sorry, I forgot I didn't get the chance to ask you if you got to look at the movies that I listed or the Wikipedia things. So because those movies are all about like mind bending and reality questioning. So yeah, did you get the chance?
I've seen The Matrix, and I think there was a couple of other ones. You mentioned Contact,
Yeah.
which I've also watched lots of.
Good.
So yeah, so I'm actually I feel plugged into this question. Like,
Cool. Awesome.
yeah,
So I'm just interested to see how you guys define what is real, what is reality.
It's such an open-ended question.
That's the point.
Yeah, I think I mean, from the time that you wake up to the time you go to bed, those interactions you have, the things that you feel, the things that you smell, you see, um, that to me would be our reality that we live in.
Mhm.
You can think of like Bitcoin. What is a Bitcoin? Is that even real? But we experience it. People hold them. But I don't understand what the heck it is. It's
And you can
something
go to
that,
an ATM and withdraw money from it too, and
yes.
to spend in this real world. So,
So
Yeah,
there's
and
a lot
oh,
of
sorry.
unreality built into our reality.
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I think like to play off that about what you see, hear, feel during the day, it's different for everyone because, like what I find is loud and abrasive and like really annoying, the next person's gonna be like, oh, that was nothing. That was just like normal music at a normal level. And maybe my neuro stuff is reading it differently, but both things are real to me and the other person. And there's no question about that. But I don't know. We all have different reactions, I guess.
Absolutely. Yep.
yeah, I like the the raising of like perspective.
Mhm.
So um, sometimes I actually had this thought driving around on Friday. Um, I was thinking about like the rules of the road, and for the most part, we all have an agreed upon way of driving,
Right. For the
but
most part.
everybody now and then kind of like shakes it up a bit and is like, I'm not going to follow that rule. And so I kind of think about reality the same way. Like for the most part, things like the sky is blue, the sun comes up on one side, sets on the other. Like a number of these things, we have agreed that this is true.
Mhm.
And I think that depending on, and Alyssa, I think you're right around like that perspective piece, because when I think about folks who are experiencing like whether it's like schizophrenia or paranoia, so like mental health pieces, or maybe somebody is just, I think about my own, uh, sometimes I can be quite sensitive to like sound and light and stuff like that. And so my partner's experience might be very different than my own because I'm, experiencing cognitive delay or brain fog or what have you. And so even though we're kind of sharing a reality, my understanding of it is different than hers.
Mhm.
And it also makes me think about intent and impact. And like I could never know my impact on other people unless, of course, they tell me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, so my intent often is to be good and kind. But whether that actually comes across, I can never know.
Absolutely. And so it ties back in like what you were saying, Colton, about Bitcoin. It's like, or money in general. We've all decided that money has value and therefore we spend it. But if one day we all woke up and said, I don't want to value that anymore, it's not worth anything to me. I mean, all of us, it wouldn't be valued anymore. It wouldn't be money. And so again, like perspective, right? I'm going to move on to the last question. Thank you so much. That was great, guys. Hold on here. Are you paying attention to me? Oh, you're doing this. Okay. Yeah, we kind of talked about that. Okay. So the last question is, can I change my mind? Is my mind a fixed thing? And this goes back into the growth mindset too. Like if you really wanted to, and if reality lives in your mind, is it something that you can shape and change?
I think absolutely. I'm sure that I know there's a few people I can think of who might never be able to change their mind. Like some people are definitely stuck in there and they will fight you on that. But I think definitely I would hope that most people, when they learn new information, their mind can change. And like when your reality changes, your mind changes
Mm,
too.
Yeah, I think our minds are constantly changing from the roads that we've traveled on, right? You might be
absolutely.
a fan of GMC trucks, and then all of a sudden your truck breaks down 4 times in a month, and now you're a Ford guy. Or, I think just the path and the journeys that we all have, I mean, they're all different, but they all led us here to this program.
Right?
But we all come from different backgrounds. We all have different family lives. We all have everything. But I mean, when we learn things, I think that's where our minds change and they vary. And just from everyday experiences, we move in different directions, ebb and flow with the current.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I absolutely
Hmm.
agree as well.
And I think maybe this question is kind of like biased towards like obviously a whole bunch of people who care about education are going to say yes, but it's still something I think that's important to ponder. Hold on a sec. I'm going to stop my share because I realize I need to do a breakout room. I'm going to put you guys in a breakout room and just honestly for me to practice it and let you guys discuss kind of the questions without my supervision and see how you want to.
Larissa,
Yeah,
can I make a suggestion?
yeah, for sure.
Um, make a breakout room, but I was late. So if you need that like paired, you could be the person with me if you
Sure.
wanted.
That's a good idea. Let me try that. How do I even do this? Mm, okay. Do you guys know how to do this? Okay. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
I
there
can
you
click on
go.
this. Can you see my whole screen?
No, just
Okay.
it just says Larissa wants us to join.
Okay.
Join room one. Is there a
Okay.
room two out there too?
Oh, no, cancel. No, no, don't close all rooms. Broadcast. Broadcast message. No. Join. Yes. Oh my gosh. How does this even work? Okay. Are you guys in the room now?
No,
Okay. How does
I've
it
got the
work?
box. I just haven't joined yet.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right. Okay. I think he's probably. Oh,
Yeah.
there it goes. Okay.
And I won't join that one because I'll
Okay.
stay here with you and we can discuss.
Okay. Cool. Thanks for attending.
Oh yeah.
So if you want, we can go back to the first question. Because I'd gone back and asked, like you said, you do believe in ghosts. And
Mhm.
then the second question was more, let me see here, about, no, that's not what I want. Where am I?
Oh, why? Yes, the question is why. I took your post and I just put it in the meeting
Oh, great.
invite for my calendar. So,
Okay.
oh, and then what is a ghost made of and what
Yep.
does it mean to believe in ghosts? Oh, these are such good questions.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on a sec. Oh, we're gonna run out of time soon, I think. And then the second question was, how do I know when I'm wrong?
Oh, right.
So, yeah.
I usually get like either somebody tells me because I'm completely oblivious and I
Mhm.
appreciate that, or I start to get like a niggly feeling. I'm trying to think of like an unsettledness
So it's
that's
something that
just
exists in your body. So you're like
yeah.
you're listening to your body to a certain
Yeah.
degree. Yeah, awesome. Absolutely. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I'm giving 60 seconds to break to end the breakout rooms. Okay. So that's perfect. Yeah. I feel like you and I are like closest to on the same page as each
Oh,
other, and then the other two are kind of more like Colton was kind of like a hard no, and Alyssa was kind of like, I think so, but I have no proof.
ah,
And so, yeah, and I was saying like I've experienced a lot of things where it's like there has to be someone or something else that like I almost just died, but I didn't, and something happened to make sure that I didn't, and I didn't do that on purpose. So
Yeah.
some other force must have. I can give it a name and say that it's everything or someone in particular.
Mhm.
Does it really matter? I'm still alive, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. And I think
Yeah.
we're running down on time. We only have like less than 9 minutes left, so
Okay.
we're doing okay. I think as I was just gonna like post test and summary. Welcome back. Welcome back, guys. Do you want to do a summary of what you talked about?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about ghosts again, and we're both kind of like we
Mhm.
don't have proof one way or the other.
Right.
And I mentioned that usually if something falls off the counter and I wasn't responsible for it, it was a ghost. That's how it
Absolutely.
works.
That happened to me this morning. My brush fell off the top of my cabinet. I was like, "Oh, someone wants me to brush my hair." Not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. And then we talked about just like our experiences and how they make us who we are, and
Absolutely.
directly or indirectly. And
Absolutely.
then I learned that in firefighting, they make new policies and stuff, mostly when people die. So that was dark and
Yeah.
informative at the same time.
It's the unfortunate truth, though. Like you hear about incidents and things that happen around the world, mostly in the States, because they're a little bit of cowboys down there. And people study those incidents and go, okay, well, this is what they tried, and this doesn't seem to be working. So they, build a building or they find an old house that they can burn down and they try other techniques
Mhm.
based on science, and then they kind of focus in on what techniques and things work. I've only been doing it for 12 years or 13 years, and from the time that I started to the time now, we fight fires completely different. And the way that I was first taught, basically people are like, you can die if you do that. Like
Now we know.
we used to use 45-degree spray patterns into the ceiling to try and cool down the rooms.
But
Well,
that could make the roof fall on your head.
they're just like, yeah, those 45-degree patterns, now the water turns faster to steam, so that's a good way to
Mm.
steam yourself.
Oh,
So now
Oh,
it's like
okay.
straight streams because a solid stream of water doesn't evaporate
Okay.
and
Amazing.
create steam. So
So we've got just over 6 minutes left, and I need to go through a post test and a
Mhm.
summary. Post test, do you guys feel connected? Do you feel like we're all connected now, the four of us?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
mhm.
What even is that? Like, what part of you is doing that?
I think it's just
That's
we've
a good
gotten
question.
the ability to know each other's a little bit more,
Mhm.
talking about kind of our experiences, talking about, going through the questions leads us to learn things about each other that you wouldn't say bumping into someone on the street randomly.
Absolutely. And for me, and Rachel and I were kind of talking about it too. Like Rachel's been saying things about like how it feels in her body. And I'm like, yes, because our bodies are experiencing things too. Like everything that happens in the mind happens in the body as well. You can't disconnect those two things. And so like you could say like, oh, my mind perceives what's going on, but like my body is experiencing and processing that too. And so like on some level, we're connected. What is that? Like what part is that? All of it? The brain part, the heart part, something to think about. And then I think like that's my post test. So the summary would be like, guys, we are connected. And I think that's really cool. And again appreciate so much everybody showing up today. Um, and I think like I think something that I missed at the beginning was like the outcomes. My objective, and I think I mentioned this in the invitation video too, was like consciousness, right? Like raising awareness. So all of the questions are meant to help you raise your awareness. And so if I share that, something happened where I was definitely sure that a ghost was there, like I'll quickly tell you, because we have about 4 minutes. I was living in Nova Scotia, driving down the highway on my way to school, driving my old Oldsmobile, and I was driving a proper amount of distance behind this dump truck and like 2 or 3 car lengths, totally safe distance. He's minding his business, I'm minding mine. And I changed lanes to get out from behind him. As I'm realizing, I didn't decide to change lanes. How did that even happen? A rock the size of my head fell out from underneath his whatever carriage, and I'm watching it bounce down the highway like I was just over there. If that rock had gone under my car, or if I've swerved to get off the highway, I've gone down a ravine, or it could have bounced onto my hood or through my windshield. Super bad day for me up until like maybe I die, right? And so I'm still in my car going, when did I decide to change lanes? How did that happen? And I could have died all at the same time, right? So I'm getting chills telling this story. And so, like, that's one of those moments where I'm like, hand to God, someone put a hand on my car to move me out of the way of that rock that I didn't know was coming, and I get to live still. And
Wow.
so, if that experience of me telling you that experience makes you think about your experiences, that's all I'm here for. That is all I'm here for. I'm not kind of trying to tell you how to interpret your life. That is all I'm here for. So we've got like 2.5 minutes left. If you guys want to respond with similar experiences, I'm all for it.
I
Kind
don't
of.
know that I have one.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Alyssa.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying I don't think I have one like that or anything. Yeah.
I have kind of like in October there was a big structure fire in Langley City. I don't know if any of you heard the Viva Mexico fire,
I don't think so.
Mexican restaurant that burnt down there. It I was one of the attack teams, so the first responding units who were the career staff got there, and they were trying to look for the fire because it was just coming out the roof, but they couldn't find it. They thought it was in the second floor, but it was actually in the first floor in the Mexican restaurant.
Mm.
And the building was so old that there were walls put up in front of other walls, and that's where smoke and other things were traveling through to get up to the roof. Um, but when I was going in, we approached this room, and a lot of the ceiling of the room was on fire. And our goal was to try and kind of battle that fire, get into that room, and then make our way into the back room, which was on fire as well. And we were kind of fighting the fire in that room. And I kind of pulled my hose line a little bit and my hose line wouldn't come anymore. It was caught on the door or something like that. And the door had actually closed behind us as we were in. So it was snagged on the hose line. So I went back to my partner and I was like, can you go free up that hose? And 5 seconds later, the room in front of us collapsed. So like we were trying to move into that room
I got
and
chills.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
it was kind of like a weird thing that happened.
The hose just happened to get caught, and you just
Yeah.
happened to get out of the way. It's just a
Wow.
coincidence, if you
Yeah.
believe in coincidences. But like, if it's a coincidence where you don't die, but you could have, that's a meaningful coincidence, right?
Yeah.
And you can apply whatever meaning you want to it. If it's a coincidence that has no meaning, that has no matter, let it go. Who cares? But those coincidences, that matters. That means something to me
Yeah.
anyway. So I would, and like, we have just less than a minute, but yeah, absolutely. Like, those are the kind of moments to think about and to like lean into and honestly just be thankful for. But again, like, it's totally up to you what you take from it. We have less than a minute. Rachel, do you have anything?
It's sometimes I have dreams that are fortuitous.
Yeah.
So like one day I dreamt that I couldn't get into work and I was really annoyed. And sure enough, that
Oh,